Hi, it's Stephanie. I told you I'd show you some of the steampunk I did. And some of this isn't like really steampunk. It's my own version of it. But I used the keys, I used watches, and then all different kinds of pretty elements. I got this beautiful butterfly from my friend V. This was part of an earring that I took apart, which is over here somewhere. This is an actual watch movement. And just a fun, not a real key, it's an art key. It's a key for making jewelry. I used a glass bead there with a copper bead cap and then a copper chain, and this is how this particular one came out. Let me put it back for you. I'll show you the next one. Then I'll show you my table, which is a hot mess. This one's a little bit different. I did it sideways. I wanted to do something a little bit fun and different. So this one is sideways, and I just put, these are two watch faces and then some beaded charms. And this is like a little vintage, hold on, this has got turned over. Hold on, let me fix it. That's the problem when this stuff lays on my table. It gets messed up. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, here we go. There we go. Anyway, I've got just a bunch of layered beads, and I wish I'd taken it over a little further, and I think it might stretch over a little further, actually. Let me see if I can fix it. Well, it's a work in progress, but you know, I'm playing. But anyway, there's that one. It's been a long time since I got out my stuff and just played. And this is one that's more of a classic, but I've got a little bit of a romantic twist to it. I mean, it's not completely steampunk. I had this little enameled charm. Again, this is on a vintage key. And it's an old watch face and some real watch gear, and there's a real watch movement on there. So this is closer to a true steampunk piece. Now these three pieces I made to put in my Etsy shop. Now let me show you the ones I told you I was going to make for Sue. And these are for her to keep for herself, or if she wants to give them away on her channel. This is one of the watches that Sue sent me with no expectations. She didn't say, here's a watch, make me some. She just said, oh, I have some old watches, I think you'd like them, and sent them to me. So I made her this one, which is this really neat puffy filigree, and then a square filigree, and I just made beaded charms. I made all these beaded charms myself. I added a little charm over here, and then I beaded this one with a real clock part here. And just some little charm pieces. And then I have another little fun vintage key. This is an actual key. Real ornate. I don't know if you can see how ornate that is. Very pretty key. And I just put that all together. And these are for her. She wants to keep them. They're for her. If she wants to give them away, they're for her. She loves to give away things on her channel, so there's a very good chance that's what she'll choose to do. This one's really a hoot. I had a lot of fun making this one. This one is very different. I had this fringed pendant, and I thought, she gave me this really bright gold, kind of gaudy, fun watch with rhinestones, so I just blinged it out. And I put, this is from a vintage necklace. I added some crystal beads from an old vintage necklace. These are all vintage beads taken off of old crystal beaded necklaces. And that's how that one came out. And I hope it gives her a smile because it's over the top. It's crazy. And then this is the one I kind of made more for her, but again, she is welcome to do whatever she wants with it. But I kind of had her in mind because of the dragon coin type pendant. And then just one of her watches is on there. And just, that's a charm with a real clock piece. This is not a real clock piece here. This beautiful key, and then a couple glass beads throughout, and that was just another one I made for her. So these are all going to get shipped. Those three are going to get shipped off to Sue. The other three, but I'm going to take you off the tripod and show you a little bit. Hold on. show you a little bit of what I've got going on here. Now, I'm sure you wanted me to do a tutorial, but I can't. There's just no way for me to do a tutorial on this type of jewelry because it's so intense. It's in my face. I have to take off my glasses, twisting wire and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I just cannot do it on camera. There'd be no way. You wouldn't see anything because I'd be pulling it up next to my face, and frankly, I don't want the camera that close to my face, so it's not going to happen. But I can show you some of the creative. What I do is I will pick a piece. Say, oh, I just had another real pretty one, like this one here. This one will be a nice one because it's got a square top and a round bottom. So I'll take something like that. I've got all these little scraps I got to toss. I'll push that out of the way. I'll take something like this, and then I will take a watch movement. And I've got quite a few. I've just got a few out on my table. But let's pick a somewhat large one, and I'll put that on there. Now I got to figure out, now this is a very ornate one. I don't know if you can see all the beautiful design in that. And I'll figure out how I'm going to wire wrap that on. And once I do that, then I will decide, am I going to wire wrap something over it? And of course I'm going to. So then it's time to go through all my things. This is what I took that drop off for that other one. So I've got more pieces to use. But then I'll go through, and I've got so much stuff on my table. But this is just, and then I've got this stuff up here. And I've got, well, these are some of my findings and stuff. And then I got more stuff in that box. I got stuff on that plate. I've got stuff all over the table. And then there's three boxes that are shallow, stacked. Those are all steampunk stuff too. So I've got all these amazing things I can work with. And then I just got to figure out what I'm going to do next. I've got wonderful old clasps. Most of this is taken off of old jewelry. I've bought big lots of old keys. I have so much fun. So that's how I start. And so then I'll figure out how to wire this on. I'll figure out what I'm going to wire over it. And then of course I'll hang something probably from at least a couple of these things. And then this is where the chain will come off, or these two corners. So that's now I might not do that big of a watch. I might decide I want a small watch on there, so that I have more filigree to work with. That's a possibility too. Sometimes I'll actually put the face showing on these old watches. Some of these faces are beautiful. I'll show you these two here. Now this one's so shiny and new looking, I'd rather use the back. But some of these are really cool. And then you have to decide, do you want to show the front of the watch? Now here's one where both sides, and that might even be a good match too. So, you know, and that one actually be a good pendant by itself because it's got a nice heavy edge on it. So that's what I do, is I just pick through. Am I going to use a key? Am I going to use one of my big keys? Because I've got pieces like this. I've got lots of old vintage keys in different sizes and shapes. Some that are made for designing. I got tons of little filigrees to use for the back. I've got this big gorgeous one I plan on using for something. I've got big medallions and magnifying glasses. I pick up stuff like this when it's on 25, well, it's 75% off. It was 5 and I got it for 124. I pick up this kind of stuff to use. You get a top and bottom hole. You can do a lot with that. I mean, old pieces that I can take apart. Some of these I haven't even done I'm not even done taking apart yet. I mean, just so much cool stuff. And I get my beads from old bracelets, chains. I've always got some of these laying around. I buy my chain in bulk, but I also keep pieces of old chain around. I've got this bird cage that a couple of you wanted to buy when I had it, when I showed it, but I knew I wanted to create with it. So this will probably be something I do something with soon. I love this thing. So whoop, I just dropped a bead. That happens all day long. I mean, I'll just take apart something and I'll get a weird piece like this. And then I'll go to Hobby Lobby and get 25% off pieces, like these little lockets. And I have all kinds of little lockets and little filigrees. And I mean, even stuff like old plastic buckles. I'm going to test this for Bakelite. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm going to test it. But stuff like this you can even use. Stuff like this loop. Just so much stuff. I've got gorgeous beads that have been given to me, and I've got all these gorgeous rocks over there. I've got these little bottles I can wire wrap on. I've got these beautiful beads my friend Karen sent me that I want to do something with, and they're stunning. And all these other beads I've grabbed out of my bead boxes. Some of this stuff will be Southwestern, some of it will be romantic, some of it will be steampunk. But I decided I'm going to leave this table set up for a little bit and have some fun. I even have this one that I cannot wait to do something with. Have the bow, goes the other way. Bow on the top, and then do some fun stuff hanging off the bottom. I love it. I don't think it's vintage, but it sure looks vintage. And these are where you can get some great beads. It's just taking apart old jewelry. And you can get old jewelry at yard sales the cheapest. I've gone to yard sales where I've gotten 20 or 30 really cool items for 25 to 50 cents each. You can pick up interesting pieces like this. This is copper, and it's just a weird shape, but once you wire wrapped a few things on there, you'd never see the weird shape, and you could do some fun stuff with that. So it's just a lot of fun. You can use leather, you can use metal, you can use glass, watch parts, beads, anything you have, chain, old watch faces, anything, any kind of bead. And you know, these kind of keys aren't that hard to find. You know, I've got all the stuff V sent me, plus some other stuff on this tray, and stuff I've picked up over the years. This was a piece that was one of my recent boxes. I'm just going to take it apart for all the fun charms. And that's the biggest thing, is when you can find pieces that have lots of, like this one here, has all these rings on it. I mean, these rings are all going to be fun. I can do all sorts of fun stuff with them. And they don't come off, so I'm going to have to take the end of the chain off. See? It's, once I take this lobster claw off, they should come off. But you can get old pieces of watches. Oh, they sell all this stuff online, and all kinds of, this is an old necklace. Look at these glass beads on this necklace. I mean, so much neat stuff. This was a necklace of plastic beads, but who cares? The charms are adorable on this thing. So, you know, here's another necklace I'm going to take apart. Look at these awesome, I think it's called pave style beads. I love them. They're charcoal, gray, black. Fun, fun, fun. So this is a ring that's coming apart. And look at these great little pieces. That'll be perfect for a steampunk piece. For an extension or just a weird charm. That is so cool. And even the rose I could use. Here's another little bow, and it's got chains hanging off of it. It's got a tassel. I can't get that. There we go. Now look at this. It's a cute little tassel. I get all this stuff at yard sales, estate sales. And yeah, I do buy some online. I'll buy lots on eBay, on Etsy. When I can get the blue boxes, I try. They're really hard to get right now, so I have not been able to get one in a few weeks. I get these filigrees. I just look on Etsy until I find some. I mean, it's just so, anything. You can do anything. This was a weird piece that was in one of my last boxes. It's a piece of leather. Kind of icky looking leather, but I could do something with it. And on one side, I guess they were using it like, oh, I guess they were doing this with it. So I've got this piece of leather I can do something with. I mean, this was a piece I bought at Hobby Lobby that looks steampunk already, and I just have to put a little bit on it. So there's all kinds of ways. This was an earring I bought that I can take apart. Just so much fun stuff. These I bought at Big Lots years ago. They were, I think, Vintage brand or one of those. And they're so cool. So, more little tiny filigrees. I got these. It says Dry Gulch. Bought these a few years ago, and they're smaller. I mean, you can just turn anything into one-of-a-kind jewelry. And the only way to do it, I'm going to tell you, is to have a place you can spread out with the stuff you have. Obviously, I can't get out all the stuff I have because there's all my beads. I got beads, beads. Those are charms. These are all beads. Everything on this side are beads, and that top shelf is beads. Findings and charms and chain and all that is on those two shelves. So, yeah. I got too much. I can't lay it all out. I can lay out what I can lay out, and that's about it. But I find these charm bracelets, and I take them apart, and I get the pieces off, and then I have these wonderful old-looking brass chains to use for my steampunk. I'll get a necklace like this, and I can use the chain for my steampunk. So I do a little bit of wire wrapping, and then I do a lot of just regular beading. It's not all wire wrapping. This is such a cool piece right here. I love this piece. Just, you know, I pick up little cool stuff wherever I'm at, online. Some of these look like real keys, and some of them are not real keys. And I got way more. This is just, and then like this is a charm I bought pre-made. I can use it as is, or I can take parts off of it, which is what I usually do. I mean, that's a really neat bead there. So this is what I do. And like, here's a necklace I could use for something. Or I could just take the chain off. I mean, it's just so much. These are some beads I bought on a string that are so weird. But I just thought they were cool. At an estate sale. So, I mean, just, here's another necklace I can take apart for some interesting beads. And these necklaces are cheap because nobody wants them because they're not real attractive. But you got to look past the attractiveness to, can I use the parts? Can I use that chain? Can I use those beads in something? And you would be surprised how much beading materials, how many beads are in those buckets that I got off of other jewelry. Some of it's new beads, but a lot of it, and ignore all this stuff. When my son moves, our youngest son's going to be moving out in a month or two. This will all be going into his old bedroom for to go through for selling. Because a lot of this stuff is from my booth, or it's stuff I have to go through. I've got ribbons and stuff that I want to list on Etsy. So that's a mess. I can't even use those bottom shelves. I got to get a bunch of stuff going. Anyway, so that is what I've been up to today. And these are really pretty too. And I'm going to be creating for a little bit. And I wanted to tell you that I'm going to be working the next few days to get some videos scheduled. I have a dollar bead box to do, a bargain bead box to do, a boss bead bag to do, a Hobby Lobby haul to do, a box I got from someone with cookie cutters and some jewelry in it. I got it, and then a beautiful shawl I bought that's all beadwork that I want to show you. I'm going to get all these recorded over the next week and scheduled out for about a month because I need to take a break. I got to do our taxes. I've got to get my house straightened up. There's stuff my husband and I just want to start going through and getting rid of and donating or selling. And I need to take a break, but I don't want to walk away and not have content. So I'm going to do some creating. I'm going to take this next week and work really hard to get a bunch of stuff created, a bunch of videos scheduled, so that I might not be on here for a month, but you'll have at least two videos a week for that month. But I do need some time off just to get stuff done. So that's what I'm going to work hard to do this next week, so that I can schedule out what I'm going to do. Now, next week I have a Goodwill box on Friday, but since 2 weeks in a row I have not gotten my boxes, unless I win a box this coming Friday, the day my video comes out, I won't have a box video for the next week. So I might be having to go a few weeks without a Goodwill box. Although, I'm going to be honest with you, this is all my jewelry down here. I got my robe sitting on top of it, but I got boxes and boxes, and we actually opened a couple boxes, but I don't remember which boxes they were, and I've just got so much jewelry. So I've got to, that's partly why I want the month off too. I want to get a bunch of stuff listed. I want to get it out there. I've just got so much stuff I need to do. So I need to take about a month off, anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks off, but you'll never know it because my videos will be up there. I will still check comments. That will not change. It's not like I'm going to go away and not read my comments. I will read and respond to comments, but I just won't be putting any new stuff up for about anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how many videos I can get done this week and scheduled, because YouTube lets you schedule them out for weeks and weeks in advance. I believe you could do the whole year if you wanted to. So I'm going to leave this mess up because I want to do a lot more creating for you. I'm going to do a few different styles of jewelry. I'll do a few videos. I will do some wire wrapping videos that I do my best to show you what I'm doing. But this particular stuff, trying to get some of this stuff wired together, I just wasn't up to doing a video. So there's so many treasures. I've got so many. And then, like I said, those 3 trays over there by the pink cabinet, those right there are full of more treasures. I could only put so much on the table. I mean, it's just overwhelming how much stuff is on here. And then when I'm done, I'll just put it back in a box and put it up for now. But this is one of the really neat old looking watches. It's funny how new they look inside, but their faces can be a mess. I've got a lot of really cool ones. So anyway, I will be back soon, and that's what's going on. That's what my goal is, to really knock some stuff out so that you have at least one haul video and one creative video a week for the next month. If I can push another video out, but it'll be at least 2 videos a week, probably like Tuesdays and Fridays is what I'm thinking. That way I can get my house in order. We can shovel out some stuff we want to donate and get rid of. We can, I can get a couple hundred things listed on Etsy and eBay, Etsy and Mercari. I'm not really sure I'm going to be doing eBay anymore. They just keep making changes I'm not real excited about. But we will be doing wire wrapping videos. I'm going to try to get a couple of those scheduled for you. And more of this type of jewelry. And I'll see, I want to do at least one Easter ornament for you. So I'm going to have a real busy week, but it'll be fun. And I'm really looking forward to getting all this stuff scheduled for you. So anyway, that's where I'm at. That's what's been going on. I've been having a lot of fun creating all these pretties. And I did all this since yesterday. I think I did 1 or 2 yesterday. I think I did this one yesterday. And I did the one that's longwise. And I think I did this one, but I changed a little bit on it today. All the rest I did today. I did this copper one and the 2 gold ones today. So anyway, so my workroom's a mess. And this is another thing I got to deal with. Do you see this bucket down there? This one? That is all the jewelry I want to take apart and put the pieces away. Do you know how many hours of work that is? So I need to start a little at a time, and I need to buy more of those boxes. Unfortunately, I need to make room to put more boxes up there. So some stuff's going to have to get moved. So that's probably going to wait till my son moves out and I can take some stuff off those shelves. So it's like I've got so much I want to get done. And then I've got to just sit. And that one there is just stuff to sell. That is all the stuff I want to sell. A lot of really pretty stuff. There's my treasure box from Dragon Desert Works. Or is it Desert Dragon Works, Lisa? I always get it backwards. And my friend Lisa made that beautiful box, and I featured it in a video. And it's got my treasures in it. I'm just keeping it there where it's safe because there is literally nowhere to keep anything. This studio is stuffed full. So time is now to start listing and selling. So I'm going to see what I can do. But I'll be back soon. I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll be showing you more of these fun pieces in some other videos. I like to do the romantic stuff. And like I said, I want to do some stuff with things like this. So I'm going to show you how to use old jewelry to make new jewelry. I'm also going to do a little wire wrapping. And I'm going to at least get one ornament for Easter up. So I'll be back soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.